So I thought I would drive the Hyundai Creta a little bit off-road because, there's a dog running after me though. No, little Boston Terrier. I know that it's like Terrence, like Roscoe. Little land sharks, you know. Oh, but I love them. Anyways, no, not the Grand Creta, the Creta. Get confusing now, hey? So, 2017, we saw this launch, been really sort of successful for Hyundai. And then the second generation arrived in 2020. And like 2 years later, if that, a facelift comes along, which is quite unusual. It normally takes a lot longer than that. The reason being is that they stopped getting the cars from India and now get it from the plant in Indonesia. So they did quite a bit of a facelift. I think it looks pretty smart, pretty cool. It now kind of looks like the Tucson. But again, the reason I'm off-road, besides the fact that I just had to be here for something, is something that I love about these sort of, something like the Creta, is that the ground clearance means that you can, go a little bit off-road and you'll be fine on gravel, you'll be fine on all the potholes. You've just got to put that sports bra on, keep yourself together. Excuse me, dog. They're just dogs everywhere. Hello. Hi.
Oh, baby.
Woo! Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. Now remember that this competes with like the Kia Seltos, Mazda CX-3, Toyota Corolla Cross, which I think would give it a run for its money, right? Everybody loves that car, and fair enough, they should. But either way, I find this to be a really spacious, very family-friendly car, which is the whole point of it, really. So Luke is very comfortable in the back. There's more legroom in the front. The boot's sort of big enough. And again, if you don't want, or if you need more space, you go for the Grand Creta. That's now an option. 7 seats at all. So this is the executive model, top of the range. It comes in at just under 470,000. So it's got things like a wireless charger. It's got the leather seats and everything. It's got keyless entry, but not keyless start. And then it's got manual air conditioning. It's got cruise control and everything. But those are all the things that are on the premium model, which is the one before. So if I would just spend, less, like 40,000 or less, and get that model, potentially. So the big news really is the fact that there's no longer a 1.4 litre turbo diesel or a petrol. Or 1.5 litre turbo diesel. Hang on, I'm going to turn my neck here. Yeah, it's tricky. So no turbo petrol, no turbo diesel, only a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated engine. So you get 84 kilowatts of power, 144 Newton meters of torque. It's a very comfortable, very lovely drive. That's something about the Creta that I really appreciate. It's like just super easy to maneuver. Let's go around. Hey! And then it sends a power to the front wheels via a 6-speed manual, or this, which is Hyundai's version of a CVT. Now, with any of these, I find that if you push it, it's a bit groany, a bit irritating. However, once you're up to cruising speed on the highway, and certainly around town, it's really fab. It's like just such an easy, comfortable car to drive. I love that. Just sort of an overall improvement, And then you get Hyundai's 7-year, 200,000 kilometer warranty. You just cross the road, don't worry, I won't knock you over. And a 4-year, 60,000 kilometer service plan. So really good value for money there, peeps. I forgot to mention the fuel consumption, 7 litres per 100 Ks, and I have been gunning it. So I think that's really, really good. I mean, I just drove a Jeep Gladiator quickly and it was sitting on 18 litres. I know, totally different cars, but interesting. Now, I haven't done this in a while, but I just wanted to mention it. Okay, so I see people getting really angry with the taxis and the taxi drivers and everything. And I find it so interesting. So my advice here is to preempt what they're going to do, and then you never kind of get irritated. So the other day I almost got taken out by one because they were doing sort of 140 Ks in a 60 K zone. And so I pulled out thinking that I couldn't see how fast they were going, and then almost had a collision. So, I gave them a finger, had a big shout, a big good match, good all and then, but most of the time what I do is if I see a taxi in front, I know that they're going to pull out in front of me potentially. And so I just hold back. And there is no more gracious driver, sometimes, I think, than a taxi driver. They always let me into traffic. They always let me in if I'm waiting at a road. So I'm prepared to give them that back. I know I'm going to get so much now from everybody, like some clapback going like, but they're so dangerous and they cause accidents. I agree, they do. Most, not all of them, because you don't want to generalize that every taxi driver out there, is a reckless driver. But I very much appreciate what taxi drivers do, what they do for this country. And so I think sometimes you just need to have a little bit more grace, a little bit more patience, and then you'll feel better. You won't get yourself so frustrated. On the highway, when they're coming back from town to get some more passengers, get out of the way. Don't hug the fast lane. Just move. Let them go past. They've got a job to do. Let them do it. That's it. That's all I've got.
Why don't you just meet me
In the middle. I'm losing my mind just a little. Oh, why don't you just meet taxis in the middle? Yeah, it's a good message.
Oh,